Triathlon, a sport where you can be, like me, distinctly average at this, and yet still be a pretty decent triathlete. It's a crazy, passionate sport full of lovely people who just want to help, share their knowledge, share stories, and I'm no different. So as a triathlete and a PE teacher and a sports science graduate and a level 3 coach, I'm in a unique position to use the skills that I've learned over the years to help you get started in your triathlon journey. So if you've seen any of my running tutorial training plans, you'll know that I'm about to provide you with a generic basic plan, but nonetheless, it's a plan that can get you started on your journey. It's a one-size-fits-all approach that is aiming to help as many people as possible. If you're looking for a very specific plan or a one-to-one plan tailored to you, then you either need to get a coach or pay for a particular plan from someone. And because there's 3 disciplines that we need to get competent in, I've done it over 12 weeks rather than 6, so that we can spend time building gradually and getting our body used to all of the different disciplines. And we start with 2 hours of training and finish by the end of the 12 weeks with 6 hours in a week of training at the absolute maximum. And things can be tweaked if you follow the rules that I give you at the end to suit your needs and your week. So, let's get started. I've set my 12 weeks up in 3 blocks of 4, which is 3 building weeks followed by a recovery week to let the training adaptations take place. To keep it simple, we'll always do a strength and conditioning session on a Monday, as we're doing a bit more training during the weekends. In week 1, we'll really keep it light, 2 hours overall. It's about getting used to it at this stage, so a 20-minute swim, rest when you need, 40 bike and 20-minute run, then strength and conditioning of 30 minutes and 10 minutes. We'll try to keep the same sessions on the same days, so you build a pattern. We'll gradually build the times involved. Weeks 2 and 3, all sessions will increase slightly to give 3, then 4 hours over the week. We're focusing mainly on the bike and run because the swim is such a small percentage of the race. If you can swim 400 meters by the end of the 12 weeks, you'll be fine. And as you can see in week 3, we've also introduced our second bike session of the week because bike is the longest discipline in the race and it makes sense to spend the most time on it during training. Week 4 is the end of your first block and a recovery week, so we reduce the volume by half. Week 5 and 6 are essentially a repeat of week 2 and 3, but week 7 is where we change it up a bit by introducing a vital session called brick. A brick session is a bike followed immediately by a run, and it's important because it trains the body to get used to the feeling of being on a bike, to running, and the associated switch in muscle groups that you use. The more frequently you do it, the more adapted you get. So we'll also switch our rest day from here so that there's a day in between the run and the brick session. Week 8 is a recovery week, so we'll drop the training down by a half and leave the brick session out. Then you've got the last 3 weeks. They're all gradual builds on all of the aspects, finishing with a 6 hours on the final week before our taper. And week 12 is the race week. We still train a bit to keep our body in that state, but we're going to switch it around so that the last run is 5 days out from the race, then the bike 4 days out, and the swim 3 days out because it's the least impactful on the muscles. And there you have a 12-week training plan to get you through to completing your first triathlon. Now the rules. The first one is stretch after every single session that you do. It is invaluable at keeping those muscles supple and strong, so take it seriously. Also, don't neglect your strength and conditioning. That's as important because it helps your muscles deal with the increased training load that you're putting them through. If you are going to tweak your plan, don't tweak it so that you're going to run 2 days back to back. Always make sure that there's a gap of something in between 2 runs, because that's the most aggressive on your body. And don't overtrain by ignoring your recovery weeks. Believe me when I say it's the training that breaks your muscles down, it's the rest and recovery weeks that builds the muscles up stronger. So I hope this has helped you. I hope it's encouraged you to get into your first sprint triathlon. I would love it if you did, and I'd love it if you tell me if you've done it. If the video has added value to you, then make sure that you get subscribed. There's plenty more where this came from. And good luck on your first triathlon, hopefully in 12 weeks.